Hey guys, it's Beth coming at you from Sunny Bee Art Studio. Today is day 7 of the August for Artists Challenge, and I've been prompted to share with you tools of the trade. My disclaimer is there is snowball's chance in hell I can do this in the 1-minute parameter that Instagram set, so this will definitely be a multi-part video. So I'm going to focus on rock painting because I get so many questions. First one that people ask is, where do you find your rocks? So I go to my local riverbed and I find my rocks there. If you don't live near a river, you can visit your local landscaping store, bring a bucket with you. You can pick all the rocks and more that you want. Second question people ask, what kind of paint do you use? Well, I use acrylics typically at least as a base coat. You can use tubes, you can use the little cheapy ones, they all work fine. Here's an example of a rock I recently did in acrylic. But I see a lot of people like alcohol inks. Here's a combination of alcohol inks plus acrylic. Sometimes I do that. I also do watercolor. Really, the sky is the limit in terms of what kind of paint you use. So the next question I get asked a lot is, how do you get your text to lay out so nicely on your canvases or your rocks? I have a couple secret weapons. The first one is my sketch pad. I sketch most of my work out so that I know the proportions, how I want the layout to appear. The second thing that I do is I use this Jerry's Artarama white pencil on my surface. Okay, so here's an example. I have it on this black rock. You can use this on canvas as well. I have tried a bunch of different white pencils. This is the best by far. And I'll tell you why, because you can use your pencil, come back to your surface with your acrylic paint pen. This is the brand that I use. They don't clog, they're affordable. I have had no problems with them and I do great work with them, so highly endorse that brand. And then I come back in, use my Vanish eraser, which I also get at Jerry's Artarama, and it will remove any traces of your pencil. Next question I get asked a lot, how do you make those pretty backgrounds? I typically use really big brushes like this and I slather on a base coat. And then from there, I just add layers using my fingers or sometimes using smaller brushes or sometimes even a sponge. So this is an example of a smaller brush that I really like. This is the Micro Mini by Creative Mark. I get in there and I get dirty and I kind of work intuitively. The next question people ask me, how do you make all these pretty dots? So I like to dot my borders, and sometimes I like to include dots in the middle of words. I think that looks really cool. Well, you can go out and buy these dotting tools. They're like a nail tool or something like that, but alternatively, chopsticks, skewers, wine corks, little pins, screws, they all worked great as an alternative to help you make those beautiful little dots on your work. So the last question that I get asked all the time is, how do you seal your rocks? So I really look at it as, what is the rock's final destination? I paint thousands of rocks. If I foresee that this rock is going to go into an outside location, either in front of someone's home or in their yard or in a rock garden somewhere, I'm going to use a resin. So this is the current resin that I'm using, KS resin. It protects it in terms of UV exposure, rain, wind, snow, what have you. But we know that resin is toxic, right? And it's a pain in the rear end to apply. So if the rock that I'm painting is going to go to an indoor location, I'm using like a triple coat. Here's an example by Krylon, or you can use, this is the Liquitex varnish, works great for a nice shiny surface. I hope you enjoyed my videos. DM me if you have questions, always glad to help, and keep on rocking, guys.